All right, that looks good. All right, that looks good as well. Ooh, we even got notifications tonight. It's a good rarity, right? Ooh. Wet the old windpipes out a little bit there. There we go. What's up, Fernando? What's up, Ape? How's it going? So, Abe, do you stand with Kyrie? No, I'm just kidding. Close this. This looks like shit. Gonna have to repop open this app. Do, 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 do. Oh, because he's saying all that. He was saying all that like anti-Jewish shit. Done tweeted out a whole link about a movie that shit was crazy. Oh, you're good, dude. Don't worry about it. Everybody always makes that mistake. There's a bunch of people that get messages from me at some point that say, "Please don't DM me." I'm just not really direct message guy. What's up, Jacob? Bill's about to go 7-1. Yeah, probably. Unless they get stunned by the Jets. Man, my nose is bothering me. Oh, never mind. Okay, we're good now. Looks like we're all good. I think Rams Bucks is versus Bucks is interesting, but I'm choosing underdog Rams. I really wouldn't say either team's kind of an underdog in that game. Aren't they both like 3-5 and struggling mightily with like the same thing offensive line? Like, I don't know. Seems like a pretty even matchup. Akers, just on the Rams, chilling. Probably wants to play or be traded. No Sunday. Oh yeah, because you have a bye week this week, right? Whole bunch of teams are off this week. Hey, Jesus. Oh yeah, I don't really care about spread. Like I don't, like I don't necessarily count anything on the like just because like a line says one team like just because a team that's like favored doesn't win, is that really an upset? Like for example, if just because the say like the Bills are favored over the Chiefs, if the Chiefs beat the Bills, is that an actual upset? Or is that just one team that's probably pretty even with another team beating a team that they're even with? That's more like what the Rams versus Bucks is. The line to me is just betting stuff. I really wouldn't say like, oh, that's a upset. What's up, Daniel? What's up, Charles? How you guys doing? Sheesh, up to 50 miles. Yeah, I guess you could call anything an upset then, but like that's kind of that diminishes the word upset. Upset is saved for something like the Bears beating the like the if the Bears beat Miami, that would be an upset. But like even in the NFL level, nothing really feels like a real upset. Because it's like that would be just saying like there's no way that team should have won. That's not true. Especially not in the NFL level, I don't think. I don't know. How to chuck the apple at the ground. Just psh. I ain't eating that. You got to buy, you're excited. Yeah. Eagles are 8-0. Yeah, I mean, that kind of sucks. If you're 6-2 and you're in second place, that's got to be a bit of a bummer. Imagine being 6-2 and then being in third place if you're the Giants. It don't matter. I already called the FBI. You're done, Fernando. Guess what? This whole time, we were actually the FBI. We just were waiting for you to admit that you did that. This has been a long con. We've been after you from the beginning. We knew what you were up to on Halloween this year. We intercepted your text messages about wanting to egg people who gave you bad candy's houses. And we set up a fake YouTube account. None of the people here are actually real people. They're all FBI agents. Isn't that right, Agent Stupid Ape? The names are all very mature. It's been a multi-month scheme. Actually, I don't know how long you've been trolling my channel for, Fernando. You can be honest. How long were you trolling S Furfur, and then you just suddenly stopped trolling? I know it's way too early in the NBA season, but my Pacers are 4-5, and that's not bad. If you're a Giants fan, how upset are you right now that Kadarius Toney isn't even hurt? You probably feel a little ripped off and a little bit like cheated. Because it's like, damn, he really isn't even hurt. He could have been playing all season. What is this? Hilarious. Yeah, a lot of like weird outs this week, I would say as well. Let me kind of get this more into view. Ryan Tannehill might play. That kind of changes life for the Titans. Well, that's the beauty of the NFL. Remember the year that who the fuck was it? Somebody won that NFC East with like nearly a sub 500 record, and it's like, yeah, sometimes that just kind of happens. Should some of the divisions be realigned? They're all pretty solid. Yeah, Washington 7-9. Yeah, that literally happened. Sometimes, well, the NFC is also kind of bad. It's just like, all right, well, this whole conference kind of sucks. Clearly, the AFC is the powerhouse of the NFL right now. You have one pretty good division in the NFC East. AFC East matches it. Then you have... That's about it. The rest of the NFC is like various good teams this year. Like the Seahawks are in first place. Atlanta's in first place. That's not a sign of a good, healthy season that we all expected. Minnesota's in first place, which isn't too crazy, but like very few people would have had that one. Then you look over at the AFC and it's like, oh boy, that's a whole different nightmare. Like the AFC North is way more competitive right now than the NFC North. AFC South is kind of a shithole, but there's at least a good team down there. AFC West is a good team, and then the Chargers are 4-3. One sec, I gotta like blow my nose real quick. Oh, I hate that shit. Talk about Bears, Washington, and Dolphins. Crazy how in 2020 and 8 wins. Oh, yeah, yep. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy how things work out. It's crazy that the AFC East has quickly become one of the better divisions in the NFL. Like 4 years ago, you wouldn't have made that statement. 4 years ago, if I would have been like, do you know that in 2022, the AFC East would have the second best division in the NFL? If I would have told you that at the beginning of this year, you'd have been like, nah, not yet. It's a couple years away. This was my prediction in the summer, by the way. I'll always fall back on I told everybody that the AFC West wasn't going to be that good, and I think it's completely overrated, including the Chargers being the lead contender of that. Because a lot of people had varying records for the Broncos and the Raiders. Some people didn't buy into it, some people did. But universally, I would say I was probably the only person I know of who poo-pooed the Chargers. And you know why I'm the only person who I think actually believed what, like, way back in the beginning? Because when I first made that statement in August, there wasn't a single person who agreed with me. There was like 16 people in the chat, and then I went like this. All right, now it's time to give my big statement. I think the Chargers are overrated, and they're not going to be a playoff team, maybe. And if they do get in the playoffs, it'll be the bitter end. They'll be like the 7th seed. Dude, it was like a waterfall against me opened up. Hey, were you there at that stream? I wish somebody was here from that stream and would admit, yeah, you know what? We did attack him. We jumped this dude and he stood his ground and he told everybody that, no, I'm going to be right about the Chargers. And now everyone agrees with my take about the Chargers. And everybody is trying to act like retroactively that they were like, no, I knew they'd be kind of over. I knew they were overrated too, man. Now you do. Nobody thought this in August when I did. When they had all those signings, I just kind of went, I don't give a fuck. What does that mean to me? Then you were there. You can be honest. Do you remember my Chargers take? The one that literally where the entire chat, I think including you, turned on me and told me I was dead goddamn wrong. And like everybody, Mike, and I was fine. I was like, all right, hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm in the wrong here. Dude, everybody did. It's fine that everybody did. That was a crazy take to make in August. I shouldn't be allowed to sit here and gloat, but I actually made my take out of very like nuanced reasons and like a very like thought out take. It wasn't just I just think they suck, dude. No, I'm like, no, there's a fundamental. I don't really think Staley's a good coach. I don't think their coach is too great. And then I was like, they have a curse. This team gets hurt all the time. They cannot. And everyone's like, you shouldn't. I don't like predicting injuries. It's like the ugliest thing I could do. I won't ever predict specific players because I don't want that negative energy. But the Chargers, dude, everybody gets hurt on that team. You have to like go look at their history. Every time they have a good, promising team, they get hurt. I think it's because they don't take themselves. What's up, Mike? Like, and I was just trying to remind people. And then I also Justin Herbert's numbers don't turn into wins. That's my number one thing I've taken away from Justin Herbert. He's a great young quarterback and he's got a lot of promise to him. But right now, for some reason, his numbers don't automatically translate to wins like they should. And I don't quite get it. Like, he plays great. Like, every game he does, he never plays bad. And, like, they lose a lot of games. And it's like, it can't just be the defense. Like, there has to be something he's not doing to where, like, the numbers are not resulting in, I don't get it. Are they scoring too quickly? Maybe. That was the Chiefs' big problem for a while, by the way, when Mahomes couldn't read defenses. That's why they were taking a lot of home run shots and short drives. I wonder if Herbert right now is still like figuring out reading. I mean, he's a smart guy, but like that might take it. That's a very interesting skill to be able to read. I wonder if it's like they have way too quick a big explosive play drives instead of like taking like chunk plays. I don't think it's Herbert for the L's though. That's what I mean. It's like this weird. I don't know what it is. Like the numbers aren't translating to dubs. Did some research today. Nick Folk with no win on a sunny day. 56. That's not bad, Fernando. Wind on his back might help him out. Sean Payton as the Chargers head coach would be probably the move to make. But again, I don't know if like he's that bad because he's a lot better this year with some of the when I've watched the Chargers game, they've made a lot better decisions. Like it seems like he's not completely analytically driven. Remember that game that they just won? Didn't they hit a bunch of field goals in that game? instead of just going for it automatically. So I'm kind of thinking he maybe is slowly like figuring out how to be a head coach. I thought he was an offensive guru. Yeah, I was gonna say you had a little bit of a distance on a kicker's max when it's behind him. I was gonna I don't know, man. Like, he's not a terrible coach, but he also makes a lot of really weird decisions. It's just like, dude, you were bad last year. You literally could have been in the playoffs. Like, I get, like, it's impossible to forgive him for what he did for that playoff situation with the Raiders. It's like, dude, you both were you were both in the playoffs. Because I'm, like, half certain didn't we get in the playoffs because of, no, somebody else missed because of that. Who made the playoffs because of that? It wasn't the Raiders. So, like, the Raiders, whatever, was it the Patriots? Is that why I don't care? Is that why I'm so light? No, the Steelers. That's right. Okay, it wasn't us. I was going to say, is that why I'm so light on the Chargers? No, I was like, there's no way. We got to like 10 wins. I think we snuck right in. Steelers, you're right. Yeah, you're right. We like clinched somehow, like before a bunch of other weird teams did. It was like, all right. Yeah, it was like the weirdest shit. They just had to kneel it, and the Raiders were like, yeah, we're good. 10-7, the Patriots. Mac Jones had the greatest rookie quarterback record of all time with 10 wins. I think he's the actual only rookie to ever win 10 games, by the way. Fucking everyone tells me he's overrated. Come on, give him a goddamn little bit of credit. He could literally win 6 more games this year and have the exact same record as last year. 3 more guaranteed losses, and then he could win the rest. Tell me he can't. Our schedule isn't that hard outside of Buffalo and fucking the Dolphins twice. Or the Buffalo twice and the Dolphins. We could literally go 10-7 again. You really don't think we can? Outside of that, who the fuck do we play? Oh, we play Minnesota. Oh, shit. We might go 9-8 this year, but that's a pretty good record anyway. I changed my mind. We're going 9-8. Oh, hold on a minute. I'm not that afraid of Kirk Cousins. I think we can beat that dude. No, you know what? You know the problem with Kirk Cousins, he's going to take the fact that Mac Jones got rated higher they might take that personally. The NFL list is done by the players and shit, so that might be done oh man. We might get murked up by old Kirk. All my fucking Captain Kirk jokes are about to come full circle on me. Please, what time is that game? Oh, we'll beat the Bengals. They don't got offensive line. What week do we play them, dude? 13, what is it? Oh, no, that's going to suck. Why did I open up to week 13? Oh, and I don't want to watch week 13. That hurt me, actually. Oh, then we got to play the Cardinals on Monday night. Jesus, dude. Actually, our schedule's kind of hard. The Raiders. We got to play Josh McDaniels this year. Why aren't we playing the Chiefs this year? What's up, Christopher? Yeah, I don't know. This season might be weird. Depends how we look. The Raiders also can't stop the run what so goddamn ever, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, week 13 and week 18 just aren't going to be real. Yeah, we're just going to ignore that. Week 12's coming up, right? What week is Thanksgiving? Week 12? Yep, okay, here we go. Oh, this is prime time, baby. Let's go. We actually stand a chance, dude. Hey. We have a really good shot at this one. Kirk Cousins, prime time Thursday night. That's like a 50-50 game. That's literally like... What? Your guess is as good as mine how that fucking game's gonna go. Again, a 1 o'clock game. We lose probably. 8:20 game on a Thursday night on Thanksgiving. Is this where you really think Kirk Cousins is going to show out? Yeah, we hopefully, and Kyle Duggar should be back from his concussion along with Andrews, so we'll have a way to cover him. And we did that quite well with Duggar. It's just covering their other 500 goddamn receivers, dude. That's so stupid. It seems unfair that they have all that. Andrews isn't playing this week. He's going to play next week after the concussion against the Jets. Come back well rested. I have a bad feeling about it. We might be missing a lot of people against the Colts. This might be a weird ass game. But again, they don't really have anything on offense this week, so as long as we don't shit the bed entirely, the Patriots should, because the Colts are going to be without their two pieces. They don't have Taylor nor they have Matt Ryan, so it's kind of a weird. I wonder if we beat him so badly, we messed Sam Ellinger up so badly, they just put back in Matt Ryan. They're like, we should just put him back in. Yeah, Jack and Damian got the icks. Dude, I feel so bad for Damian Harris. If he doesn't play this week, he's literally just never. Imagine if Ramondre Stevenson goes off against the Colts and has 120 plus yards. That's it for Damian Harris. If that dude don't take a pay cut, they'll never sign him in New England. The only way Matt Ryan can save his career is if the Patriots are up 28-3 in the third quarter, he gets put into the game and wins the game. That's how he could save and reverse the course of his career. It only can work in a voodoo ritual where he turns it around. And just like that, it has to happen. Pats win by probably not by much. That game has 20-14 written all over it. 15-8. Dude, that's not going to be a big game. That's going to be some fucking weird low score. Because again, one thing Indy does have is they do actually have a pretty solid defense. Their offense ain't fucking nothing. We can stop that. They don't. I mean, Sam Ellinger, a second start quarterback against Bill Belichick, that's usually never gone well ever. Has that ever gone well? I think Tua has played okay, but again, that was on the back of it was 16-17 wins and shit at first. He still hasn't had, a big win. I don't think he's even yet to have a big win versus the Patriots. Yeah, but I really wouldn't say Tua won those. Tua still hasn't individually beaten the Patriots yet. Go look at every single score that Tua's beat the Patriots in, and it's all 16-14 and shit like that, 17-10. If you can give me a giant blowout. Yeah, 20-7 on the back of his defense. They scored one offensive touchdown. Tyreek Hill had 4 catches for 90 yards and no touchdowns. Again, how many touchdowns has Tua provided in those games? Was this off the strength of Tua Tagovailoa? Or was this off the strength of a rookie? Or somebody else on their team, their defense primarily? Week 1 win. When did Tua throw 3 touchdowns against the Patriots? That's pretty crazy. When did that happen? Small question about those. Were those good, long, big drives? Or were those touchdowns that came on short fields after very quick turnovers? Or were they like big, long, epic drives that came? And I'm gonna probably say most of them came on short fields. It's Miami's defense carries this dude. He has a good record versus us because, I mean, his defense. Again, one of the reasons I'm also going to be very gung-ho about criticizing teams for their teammates and not giving quarterbacks credit is name the one time Tom Brady got credit for anything Patriots related until he left the Patriots. Have fun with that. I'm going to be persistent about this. But see, eventually I will give a quarterback kudos, unlike everyone else, because they're all kind of bitches. But right now, yeah, I'm going to say it's Tyreek Hill carrying the Dolphins as well as Jalen Waddle. If they weren't as good as they were, the Dolphins wouldn't be good. Simple as facts. If the Dolphins had the Patriots receivers, they'd have 2 wins, 1 win maybe, not 4. If the Patriots had the Dolphins receivers, we might be undefeated right now. That's the difference between our team and their team. Really think about it. If Tua didn't have those 2 receivers, how good do you think he would be? By the way, you want to know how I know that like Dolphins fans know that their team wouldn't be good without those 2 wide receivers? Because they wrote off Tua playing poorly his first 2 years because he didn't have those guys. So, if we give them our receivers and we get theirs, we performed with, pretty bad receivers. It's like, all right, well, clearly they wouldn't be able to do anything. Tua would still be below average without them guys. Anyway. Yeah. It's like, yeah, cool. If we took away those 2 guys and gave you our receivers, do you think you're still the same team? If you took away our receivers and gave us your receivers, do you think that we're like unstoppable? Yes. We wouldn't have 3 losses. We wouldn't be in no second place. That's all I have to say about all that. The Bills would be very pissy because they'd be like, damn, we're probably not winning the division now. I don't know why that is. That seems really weird, doesn't it? That Mac was able to put up like pretty solid numbers as a rookie with pretty below average receivers compared to Tua. Yeah, the Lions could have won that game, but again, the Lions kind of messed that all up. Boy, that's going to be a slaughter on Thanksgiving afternoon. Like, why would they schedule that game for the Lions? Like, why couldn't they, like, put the Falcons game right there for Detroit? Just, like, one time. Couldn't they, like, give the Lions an easy Thanksgiving game? Like, all right, we see that they're playing the Falcons, and those guys will probably be as bad as the Lions, if not a little worse. So, what's the smart thing to do is to give the Lions... No, they're like, all right, let's do the Packers, Bills. Those will be even games. I'm sure the Lions will be competing in that. And that's kind of what it feels like that happens for the... how are we doing on likes anyway? I haven't even looked. Probably got like 4. 6. Oh, that's pretty good. If you haven't left the like, consider doing so. It helps us stream out quite a bit. Anyway. Because both teams are trash. Yeah. Bears are, yeah, I don't know how the Bears might get fucked up by Miami. Who, the Dolphins, their offense? Really? Oh, wait, you mean you tried to say that the Tua had a great game against us, but he didn't? That's crazy. See, me and Mike already know the answer to these questions. Hey, what's up, Jax? How's No Nut November going? Oh, it's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. I've got... Never. We don't have to talk about anything. I think most of that's probably over by now, though. It's already been like a week. I mean, it is November. I don't give people attention like that. His name's Pete. Imagine being born and your parents just go, "Hey, fuck this kid. What's his name? Pete." Oh, and then even the doctors probably would, we could like call the police and have this child taken away if you give him that first name. They're like, "It's our kid." They're like, all right, I mean, your kid's only going to get beat. Your kid's going to get made fun of. Only old people have that name. I mean, your dad's old though, Fernando. You know what I mean? You like your dad's allowed to have that name. Anybody under like 25 that's named Pete, their parents didn't. Really, anyone under 30 is named Pete. It's kind of weird. It's like, ugh, nice name, fag. You got an old ass name. It's like if you met someone and their name was Eugene, you'd be like, is that like a family name? Anyway. Fate worse than death. It's the kind of name of a person you'd fucking bully in school. My name's Peter, Cazares. Yeah, that fucking kid would have got made fun of. I don't know, it's a cool name. It's a lot better than Peter. Everyone would have just called that dude Peter Griffin and shit in school. His ass would have got tore up, dude. Look, it's Peter Griffin. I'm not even fat. Yeah, you are. Kid's skinny as shit. He's fucking confused. He's like, I'm gonna develop body dysmorphia because of this. Now Peter Cazares is a weird femboy. Because of his dysmorphia issues he developed. All because his parents named him Peter. I don't know this is fact. I'm just making wild assumptions. He's not able to tell me I'm wrong. So this is how this works. Anyway. Yeah, all these Thanksgiving games look like they're going to be kind of bad. Dallas and Giants will be pretty good just because like there is good rivalry and they always play a pretty solid game. Patriots, Vikings. Vikings should be able to stomp the floor with us, but it's like, boy, oh boy, does Kirk Cousins have only one bad game this year, and it's like very specifically at a primetime game. Now, that game is against the Eagles, so it's kind of like, all right, well. But he also, if you remember that game specifically, he went from like, he's a capable quarterback to like, I think we watched that, like the most of that game. Do you guys remember how bad he was playing? He was just launching interceptions right to like Darius Slay for some reason with like reckless disregard. He was just dropping back and throwing like the worst pass I've ever seen right into Slay's arms. It was like, what the hell's going on with Kirk? Why is he throwing this badly? I think that was the last time a lot of people picked against the Philadelphia Eagles, by the way. I don't think I've seen one person pick against the Eagles since that Vikings game. Everyone, all right, the Eagles are real then. If we would have beat the Colts, we could have won the division last year. Appropriate reaction by Mac. That loss fucked us up long term. That was the craziest thing we could have. That's so crazy. But no, I don't care. You don't need to send me pictures, dude. I'm good. Just, I don't know why you're being weird, dude. Just chill. I don't. I'm fucking good, dude. No, I think that was the one where the Colts dude just like slid out of nowhere and caught the ball. Mid-season thoughts. Like, what are you thinking? Oh, no, that was the Bills player who did that to us. Fuck that guy. I'm glad they're all hurt. Oh, by the way, if you're a Patriots fan, never feel bad about rooting for other teams or being happy when other teams' players get hurt. Does anybody want to see one of the most unhinged threads I've ever seen in my whole life? I want to share one thing I seen today. It was quite fucked up. It was a bunch of people cheering for injuries. I'll never get rid of this list, by the way. It's a very important list. Here we are. I think this is important to share with everybody. Yeah, I'll start. I'll do some of that then. Yep, in 1 second. Now, Bernard Pollard, guy I've shared with you, very bad guy. Now, by the way, the number one rule in the NFL, if we're all very, very clear and we're all very, very aware, is you're not supposed to make fun of or cheer for injuries or hope more injuries happen. Again, by the way, this is for Patriots fans, and it is for people who want to make fun of other. Now, just remember this. They were basically Ravens fans don't like him. What an American hero. Cowboys fan, all right. So yeah, I remember when your quarterback had 2 working ankles. That's funny. Remember when you guys also won a Super Bowl last? You weren't alive. we tied you guys in the time that you guys have like won a playoff game. That's crazy. Losers. Let's see, what else? We also got this loser. A sneaky legend. Oh, what a crazy statement. What team is he rooting for? Oh, is this a Seattle fan? There's a lot of talk about rooting for the who do you got? The Kraken? What do we got here? Oh, no. Is this a 49ers fan? What is this? Oh, just a bandwagoner? Oh, a Falcons fan. What team does this guy root for? I can't tell. Might be a Browns fan. Either way, fucking loser. Chiefs legend. Oh, interesting. Okay, so Steelers fan. Huh. Quite interesting. Go from a Saints fan. Oh, fun. That's hilarious. Imagine having Drew Brees and only winning 1 Super Bowl. What a fucking failure of a franchise. Another one. So, by the way, if you're a Patriots fan, what this shows you, you're allowed to openly mock most teams if they get injuries because everybody cheered for our injuries. Everybody was happy for our injuries. Remember that when you hear me mock teams like the Chargers, I no longer feel guilty. I think it's hilarious that the Chargers keep that fucking doctor. Keep him in there because you'll never win anything in Los Angeles with that fucking team. Congratulations. You've assembled a very good football team to lose a lot of games every year. Great job, LA. Probably shouldn't mock injuries because, like, my team barely gets hurt. It's usually cheap plays that you really can't defend. And, you know, the weird look. Anyway, let's go back to the season. Anyway, that's just something I had to share with everybody. Let's talk about the midseason thoughts. Post-trade deadline. We'll circle around to that. Yeah, I think that's the AFC playoffs. AFC a little bit, but not necessarily. I think NFC, it's starting to kind of shape up pretty clearly, right? The Chargers have bad doctors. You could tell by the fact that the guy who popped Tyrod Taylor's lung with a fucking steroid shot or a fucking painkiller shot, being promoted to their head medical expert, their head doctor. He's like their team lead doctor now. They don't give a fuck about their player safety. You can tell by like guys like Hunter Henry like being like used a lot by the Patriots the last 2 years and not being hurt once compared to like, I think he never played a whole season with the Chargers. Like, come on. Clearly there's something going on with that team's medical staff. Like do you see the difference? Like, or like Kendrick Bourne with the like until he hurt his foot this year, he hadn't been hurt with the Patriots. But I think he sprained something in his foot, kind of. Hunter Henry's also a very good blocker. And he does a lot of blocking this year because the offensive line's been kind of shitty. But yeah, regarding the NFC playoffs, I think I want to focus on there right now because I got to think about the AFC a little bit. So right now if I mess up on team names, I have to apologize because I'm running through the AFC in my head while I'm thinking when I'm going to be talking about the NFC. So if you hear a lot of us, it's because I don't want to like trip up on what I'm thinking about. So looking at the NFC East, we're clearly looking at 3 playoff teams right now. Whether the Giants finish with the 7th seed or not, that's kind of, you know what I mean? Like, there really isn't anyone else who would take it, or the 6th seed. It's like, well, they're taking one of them. And the Cowboys are probably taking the other. We're going to kind of go off what we see right now. But there seems to be only one NFC North team, one NFC South team. So there's 2 of 7 spots taken up. You have the NFC West with the 5-3 Seahawks. I don't personally think that's going to last. I think the 49ers win that division. Anybody's guess at this point, but I think only one team's coming out of the West as well. Because again, when you have the NFC East at and then you have the obvious Eagles, there's your 4, and then you have the Cowboys, Giants. Oh shit, there is room for one more. Probably the Seahawks? Oh wait, no, I forgot the NFC South, right? Do I not have the South? Hold on a second. No, I'm missing one team. Yeah, I have I don't know who's winning the South. I guess Tampa Bay. I'll put Tampa Bay. I feel like I just included them and I never said who was winning the South. The South does feel wide open. That's the only one where I have to like pause and think about it, where I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking Bucks too, but like they're like a wild card round exit, the NFC South. So again, we have the 4 divisions pretty well set with like the Giants or the Eagles, Vikings, probably the Bucks, and probably the Niners. I think that's where everybody's kind of feeling. Could the Seahawks win that bitch? Yeah, the Seahawks have been great this year. By the way, if you haven't left a like, let's see if we can get up into the double digits. If not, the communists win. And Joe Biden's going to sniff a bunch of kids. That's all on you guys. That's all I have to say. You already left a like. Good job. You saved one kid. But right now, he's being turned on a kid's choir, and his handlers can't get him. Stop Joe Biden challenge. Level intermediate. It'd be a hilarious game if somebody made that. Anyway. No sane person? Yeah, probably not. No, I don't think the Packers will make the playoffs. I don't think they have the receiving core this year. Aaron's a little too old to be able to make like a bunch of rookies work. And again, he's kind of deteriorating quickly. He's still like playing pretty good, and he looks really, really smart while playing. But you can tell there's a significant difference in like velocity and throw, like ability to like and he kind of just looks checked, like half checked out. I don't know. Maybe it's just because he knows this is going to be a bad year, and he's just kind of going into reserve mode. He doesn't seem like he's got like he looks on the verge of retirement. Like he looks like he's like, all right, yeah, I'm done now. Like he's again, everyone's like, oh, guys are gonna play into their 40s. No, they won't. Most guys will quit before 40 happens in the NFL. Rodgers is already playing well past his like, what is he, 37, 36? Dude probably actually just doesn't have long left. Brady's longevity is unnatural. He shouldn't have been able to do this. 39. Yeah, he's done. He's probably just done, dude. Like, that's just like, I mean, he bought a couple like years because he didn't start right away, but like, to expect anybody to perform like Tom, it's not going to happen. I don't even know how Tom Brady's been able to do this. Nobody does. Probably steroids. But again, he's never popped for steroids unless they just don't test him. Because he's so unathletic. They're like, why would we test him? Like, that's how he's gotten away with it. But, like, it comes out after he's done playing. Like, he can, like, run a 4.3 and, like, jump really high. It's like, what the fuck? He's like, yeah, I was taking gear the whole time I played. I just couldn't let anybody know. So I just performed like a bad athlete so no one ever figured me out. I'd be like, that's the weirdest thing I've ever heard somebody admit. Why would... Like, damn. Well, good thing I've already said I don't care about steroids. Whew. That's why I backdoor everything now, because I don't care about steroids. That way, in case any of my favorite athletes ever get busted for steroids, I can just be like, oh, well, I've got a long track record of saying the following. I haven't cared about steroids my whole life. Because if steroids magically made you a better whatever, then everyone who did steroids would be the best, and that's literally not even true. Anyway, that's a different conversation about the ethics of performance-enhancing drugs. I don't personally care. I think it makes the game better, but, you know, to each their own. Coleslaw is 100% one of the most egregious PEDs you could use. Did you know that if you get caught eating coleslaw in a pro baseball game, they can there's a thing in the Constitution that says all 22 other people except you can bash your head in with a bat. It's a very weird law. That's why you never see baseball players eating coleslaw. Like where the name coleslaw came from, you know, Cole's Law. It's because a player for the Yankees named Cole Dennis used to eat like weird amounts of coleslaw or like this weird cabbage shit that was just nasty. And so like they beat him in with a bat, and they made that into a rule in the law of baseball. So and then they're like, oh, let's name his disgusting weird cabbage food after him, after the law, Cole's Law. And that's how it's got the name. That is 100% real. All right, back to the NFC playoffs. I never lie. You just made this awkward because now I feel like I'm being accused of misinformation. This is the new internet. Elon Musk owns everything, dude. It's like, no, you're and I just start dropping slurs. I'm like, what are you gonna do about it now? Huh? That'd be a hilarious turn. Like, I didn't see this coming. Damn. No. I'm allowed to do misinformation now. Freedom of speech is back. something or whatever. I don't know. You already best believe I got a bunch of really fun burners ready to go. Twitter's about to be fun for me in the next week once they let me buy one of no. I got a bunch of yeah, maybe. It just depends on how many people actually want to start paying for it and how many advertisers wind up sticking around. That's really going to be the big question. Patriots GN, I'll talk about that in a minute. I never thought we were a playoff team. I think we can win 8 or 9 games because we only need 4 more to get to that point, but it's a pretty, like, outside of like 3 games, I think most of what we have left is winnable, with the Vikings game being the hardest, and then of course the Cardinals, because of the running quarterback aspect, being another game where I'm like, everything else I think we can win. Raiders, of course, a little, I wonder, but like, you know, we haven't, because we don't really typically perform the best against former coordinators. So, few things, few worries. I don't know. Doesn't look good though for Twitter. A lot of advertisers have already pulled out. They're I think they said they lost like 1 million fucking daily users already. It's fucking, there's an exodus. We'll see though. I mean, we'll see. Really just depends on what kind of direction they go with everything. And it really depends on how good that Jack Dorsey, the guy who created helped create the first Twitter, really depends on how good Blue Project Sky goes. Well, I think in California, there's like a law where they have to give you a certain amount of time or pay up to a certain amount of your severance. And as long as he's offering severance packages, I think he's all right. But yeah, Dorsey's making a new social media site. Should be out pretty soon. Look into it. It's called Blue Sky Project or something like that. Be pretty cool. I'll be on there. I'm going to be an early adapter. I was on Twitter really quick. I remember, what year did that bitch came out? Like 2009? I think I was on that shit in like 2010, 2011. I was like, I like this. This is going to be great. And then it got really good. I was like, oh, I feel good. I have a very old Twitter account. For example, my app thing is Dirty Rob TV, and that's how long I've had, like it's very old. That's how long I've had this specific branding. For example, I have a painting that's up there. It's hard to see because of the light, but there's a painting under there, and I made that in 2012. That's my earliest actual copyright of my own shit because I created art on it. So technically, I have copyright on Dirty Rob TV till I die, and then 80 years after that. He left Twitter to make the new Sky. Yeah. Yeah, he did. He wants to make it free of advertising. He wants to make it more centrally like ran and owned. It's going to be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what it is. It'll draw a lot of people immediately to it just because Dorsey seems to have this, like all the other weird social media guys, they just have something magnetic about them where they understand people to like this deep, deep level. So they're able to make a product that appeals to people. Elon's a smart guy. I'm not trying to take anything away from him, and he can turn things into gold for the most part. He as annoying as he is, as annoying as his fanboys are, he does have like a weird ability to turn things profitable. But I don't know if he understands people to the degree that's needed to run a social media company successfully and make it very, very big and like powerful. Like Zuckerberg may be an alien, but like if you hear the way I feel like he fundamentally understands people, you know? Like I think that's like how social media like sites become more like are ran, and like if there's like the person like at the head of the table that just understands human nature and like understands how people want to work at a mass communicate. But again, it's like something people, it's like a new field, like like this mass community, like internationally mass communication. That's crazy. Yeah, Ven, it's not good. It's not been a strong start because I think he's like, again, I understand he's probably stressed out. Belzo? Who's Drew Belzo? Fernando. 11 likes. Oh, shit. I appreciate that, everybody. Yeah, I don't know. Twitter will probably... I'm glad it's going away. It needed to be reset. Bledsoe, you mean? Drew Bledsoe went and played with Dallas and Buffalo and had a pretty solid career outside of not playing with the Patriots. Yep. Yeah, Twitter is done for. It's at its peak. It was already at the peak, and he bought it at the peak, just like when Rupert Murdoch bought MySpace for $500 million. I think Elon just pulled a whoops-a-daisy and bought a social media at the top of its fucking game. Ray Guy died, the NFL player? Oh, yeah, okay, on Thursday. I was going to say, I thought I seen that. Wait, is he bringing Vine back? I would actually, yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. Just make it a minute long, like however long TikToks are allowed to be. There you go. You'd have an American competitor to TikTok, and I bet you a bunch of people would go back to Vine. I'd open a Vine back up. I had one back in the day. I'd remake it. I wouldn't miss out this time. I wouldn't be a retard. Dude, you know how annoyed I am that because we were making jokes about TikTok back when it literally was first coming out. And people were just doing gay dances, and we were making fun of it. And literally everybody was like, "You should just go make one and do sports stuff." And I was like, "That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard." I literally just fumbled a huge potential bag that could have been there. I could have literally been funneling fucking TikToker people over to my YouTube by now. They'd be like, "All right, we're done with this Chinese shit. We're going back over to America. Follow me there." And I would have already gotten rid of it because it's a spy app. Yeah, I was like one of the first people I know that was calling it TikTok, and I was like OG on my names for it. Pandemic times was hilarious on this channel. That was my A game of naming things. Yeah, so if Vine does come back, I'm gonna go do a bunch of sports content on there and funnel people over. Yeah, and I'm also, I'm going to be on Blue Sky. I'm going to be quick on that, trying to build up a presence on there for sports. Just do what I assume a lot of people are going to do. What's that? Oh, fuck, this is on... You know what's annoying about the NFL? They don't have, a dark mode. So they just have, the brightest-ass site in the world. I'll try out Blue Sky. It should be pretty solid. I'm going to make, 100 accounts and take the names of popular things and sell it back to people. Yeah, I think right away, though, it's going to be an invite only. And I think my .edu account's going to get me accepted into the early invites. So that way, a bunch of big name celebrities can come in and get their names. And I'm pretty sure they're just going to make the accounts and hold them for people. Because I think a lot of them sites like that will typically go through and make a bunch of accounts and then just give them to the people. Hey, we went and made these it's probably in their code to just make certain at Tide, you probably can't get to. At Pepsi, you probably can't get their PepsiCo, whatever their Twitter thing. There's probably going to be some feature in there where you can't do that. I'm surprised more companies don't do that. I'd be like, yeah, unless you're a third party and you want to pay us an exorbitant amount of money to hold this name hostage, we'll let you do that, but you got to spend money to get that name. Otherwise, we're going to hold it for this specific organization for a year or two and see if they come over. Now, after a year or two, we'll give the name up and anybody can grab it, first come, first serve. I think that would be a better way of doing things when you open a new company and you're a notable person like Dorsey. Anyway, let's go back to football. All right, so yeah, we kind of have our playoffs, right? I'm thinking Giants. I'm thinking Cowboys for the... So there's one more wild card spot that we have to kind of figure out. Does it come out? Could it be the Packers? Maybe. If they go on a torrid win streak, do we think the Packers can get enough going to like actually make the playoffs over what could be maybe the 49ers and the Seahawks? Can the Rams get it going? Do the Falcons keep it up and maybe go like 9-7 and the Bucks and the Falcons go to the playoffs? That isn't necessarily out of the picture. I mean, the Falcons are out. I mean, like 49ers and it feels like the 49ers and Seahawks will be the other two teams. Like right now, if we're kind of being, you know what I mean? Like that, like one of those two in the division and the other one will be like the 7. And that kind of feels like how the wild card's going to play out. Man, that Packers receiving core is like, it's one of them ones where you look at it and you're just like, I don't feel good about anything here. You're like, oh boy. Like Aaron is, you know, and again, it's not even Aaron. It's just like, there is no quarterback that would be able to succeed with what is here. Want to know how I know that? Like, want to know how I know that for like a guaranteed fact? Because if Aaron Rodgers can't succeed with something like that, who really could? You know what I mean? Yeah, one of the better, you know, the back-to-back MVP. Yeah, like, and again, I've seen this happen to teams. Again, the Patriots tried doing this. After a certain age, you actually need help. Even Brady couldn't do this. Brady couldn't help the Patriots with what receivers we had. He went, I have to go. No, Tom, you can stay one more. No. Listen, it's just one more bat. Too old. I'm too tired and shit. Yeah. They have like Cobb, Lazard. It's so weird that they like refuse to do anything to get receivers. Like they just got... Like, why don't they do anything? What's the plan? And then they're going to draft like a fucking they're going to draft a third running back in the first round of the draft this year. And every Packers fan that's listening just got really upset because they're like, you know what's even more annoying is he's probably right. Like, they're just like, damn it. Probably. Or they're going to draft a kicker round 1 and be like, all right, this will help us out. We need Mason Crosby's replacement 1 year. Yeah, the Patriots, the Ravens. Well, no, the Patriots try at wide receiver. We just kind of suck at figuring the position out. We're trying. We just can't seem to draft a winner. I'm going to go get a little quick soda real quick. Be right back. All right. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, the Packers have Sammy. Yeah, well, Sammy's there. For the Packers, the last when they boy, yeah, that's pretty bad. What was more exciting, that this or that? I don't know. They're both kind of mid, right? Is Deshaun Jackson even gonna like play? Or is he just there to kind of like root on for the Ravens on the sidelines? I'm not really certain as to what his role is. Because the last 2 games, he's just kind of been there going, yeah, really hard and shit, like looking like he really appreciates just kind of being on a roster at 35 as a receiver. It's like, all right, well, are you gonna play? And he's like, that's a weird question. Maybe. Is he gonna be like the water boy? Like it's gonna be like they're gonna be like, hey, Deshaun, make sure you dress today. And he's like, oh, am I gonna get to? And they're like, I don't know. And it's like the fourth quarter and shit with like a minute left. And he's just kind of like standing there like, oh, I didn't get to play. And they're like, Harbaugh looks at him and goes, Jackson, get in there, kid. And like they say hike, and it's like one of them moments that like the retarded kid comes in and everyone lets him score. They throw him a screen pass and he like flies down the field. He's like, why isn't anyone chasing me? What the fuck? And both teams are like running and cheering. They're like, yay! You know, that's like one of my worst fears in my entire life is that moment happening to me at any moment in sports. Dude, I was like, please God, never let this happen to me in sports. Never let me find out that I'm retarded this way. I will lose. I'd cry. I'd literally quit everything. I'd be like, I don't want to be around any longer. I'm withdrawing from polite society. Why? I just found out I was retarded. How'd you find out you were retarded? Well, I was the team manager, and I scored a touchdown. Oh yeah, yeah. Everybody cheered for me, including the other team. They must think I'm quite fucking retarded. That's actually like that was like a deep-seated fear I had. I don't actually think I'm retarded anymore, because there was like a year or two there where I thought I might be retarded, but then I was like, yeah, but if I'm retarded, I wouldn't be able to think I'm retarded, because there was like a year or two there where everybody was way too nice to me, and I had no idea what that was about. So I was like, am I a retard? Did I just figure something out? And it was a weird freshman year of high school for me and sophomore year, where I was just like, am I retarded? Just I think everybody goes through that crisis for a little bit, but then I'm like, I don't think retards think that deep. I don't think they ever have a moment where they're eating lunch and they go, am I one of the special ed kids? No, I don't sit in a room with other ones, but I don't know, maybe I don't have a perception of what retarded would look like. And then I was like, what if the retarded kids are just super retarded? And I'm at a whole school. Like, I was like, oh no. And then I was like, and then I would always go back to, yeah, but mentally, they can't think this complex. They can't add layers on top of layers to figuring out their own identity as a tard. I think their thoughts just kind of reset after like 4 or 5 seconds. Ooh, blue doggy goes bark, bark. Yeah, I think they realize that they're retarded around that, yeah. Yeah, but I was like 14 having this weird thing where I was like, well, did they tell you? Or is it just kind of something they hope you figure out? I'm gonna have to ask some retarded people about this, but when did you find out? See, I don't know how to broach that question without it sounding very rude. Because I can't just go up to a gaggle of retarded kids and be like, hey guys, when did you find out? Because what if I'm telling them? You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, what if I'm breaking the news to a bunch of kids who don't know, and they're just like, my whole understanding of reality has just been shattered. And it's just like, damn it. I ruined somebody today. Like, I can't deal with that kind of fucking heavy pressure. It's a tough life. It's a tough set of problems that I deal with. Yeah, so do I. I just deal with it though. I also have a very, very good imagination because of that. So I'm quite happy with that. I actually don't know if I have any problems upstairs. I'm pretty sure I just have very quick thoughts, which may be a little ADD, but I think that's just because I think fast. In all honesty, I don't think I have any problems. Because again, I can sit and do nothing and just stare at for 3 hours in a writing class and be pretty well intact. And I have like a crackhead level of recall ability. So I don't know. Maybe a little ADD, but I also, I can also pay attention for a very long period of time. But again, that might be my super retard focus area is writing, It's just like, yeah, but that might just be what you're good at, dude. That literally just means you can hyper focus on writing. Hey, Rob, that literally means you have ADD. I hate to tell you this, but that means you have a hyper focus ability. You might even have ADHD, so nothing else, huh? Yeah, everything else is pretty hard to keep track of, but like I can like do the writing in English. I just never lose focus. No ADD here. Like this guy really doesn't understand. He's probably got it bad. The guy who can't stay on one NFL topic for more than 4 seconds if somebody brings up something he wants to talk about. That's how my brain works, though. I jump from subject to subject in my brain so quick it's not even funny. It's like, oh, that's pretty cool. I wonder how that connects to this. I don't think I have any of that, though. Like, I've never been formally, like, I don't think I fit the criteria where it's, like, invasive or it causes me problems. You know what? Like, there's, like, scales to it, right? Like, there has to be because it's never come up as a problem. I just have a lot of energy. Like, very naturally, I'm a very energetic guy, which is probably why I take so well to like certain activities, like the downers. But I forgot where I was going. Never mind. Let's go back to football. I don't want to talk about this shit. Who cares? I don't have to. I've never been diagnosed with anything, so I tend to. And I've had I've seen therapists and stuff. Not for attention problems. Of course not. I don't want them knowing. But then again, I could probably get some Adderall. Sell that shit. You can make good money on them fucking, because I can't take them. My brain, like, I literally, like, I can't think good. I can only think of one thing at a time for, like, dude, it's so stupid. When I took a fucking Adderall one time, right, in my freshman year of college. And literally, dude, I could only do one thing. Do you know how useless that was to me? I was like, well, I can't study, guys. They're like, why? I was like, I can only do one thing at a time. And everyone's like, yeah, that's literally what. And I was like, guys, I don't have any more energy than I'm going to go to bed soon. This just made me tired and I can't think the way I like to think. This was a bad idea. And then I never have done upper again. It was the only time I've ever done anything with upper. Can't do them. I'm like, yeah, this isn't fun. How the fuck? I was like, how do people take these? And everyone's like, I think that just means the medicine worked on you, dude. I don't, they're like, sorry what to tell you. That's what it's supposed to do. I'm like, nah, it's supposed to give you energy. And if that's how people normally think like that, then fucking normal people have a disability. Like, I genuinely think that. If, like, I'm like, all right, well, if I have ADD or ADHD brain, and normal people think the way that fucking Adderall made me think one time, fucking that's a disability. Yeah, no, everybody's kind of fucked. Like, I would rather have ADD brain. That's a way more effective weaponry. That's a way better brain. Racing thoughts, I can't imagine not being able to stop. Like, that seems bad. I think that's like against nature to not be able to think about multiple things at one time. Like, what happens if a car is coming at you and you can't, like, I'm focused on this bike pedaling at me. That seems like you're just going to die if you can't process more than, I don't know. Again, I think ADD and ADHD is something like deep in our evolution that like a lot of guys struggle with simply because of like, we were hunters for thousands upon thousands of years. We depended on this like super racing thoughts that we had, and super ability and super sensitivity to noise and surrounding. Because kind of had to. That's the way we had to hunt. And especially, it's worse in guys. That's why actually you see a lot more ADD and a lot more like this kind of stuff in guys. Very rarely do you see it in chicks. Part of male evolution, by the way, and that would be something that would evolve in people. You want in men, you know why? Women would seek out guys who are better hunters, who probably had a higher sense of like ADHD, what we'd call today, because they'd be able to hunt a little bit better, you know, a little bit more perceptive to noise, a little bit more perceptive to this. What's that? That's a lot more effective than a guy who can go, that wasn't anything, who just focuses on the one thing. You know, like, do you see how like that could actually be like a very like good adaptation for a species that is trying to hunt? Like, you can actually like point to certain things with guys and be like, that actually makes way more sense than it being anything else. I think it actually does relate to that, by the way. I think that's why there's like actual like, we're pretty sure this is why guys are way more prone to have this than women. That is kind of like a very specific like guy problem. Most male adults figure out how to deal with it, the ADD and ADHD, but like when you're a kid, that shit sucks probably. You're probably just energetic, fucking just want to do shit all the time. Everything gets your attention. Like fucking trying to sit there at school like, oh, this is fucking gay. I just want to go do things. I'm very glad my parents were also against putting us on any kind of medicine like that, or else I might have been put on Ritalin. I was a very hyperactive kid. I'm still very hyperactive, but I also go to bed by like I always have gone to bed by like pretty reasonable times, so like I'm not like a fucking crackhead. So yeah, we've gone through the NFC. AFC's a little harder though. I'm trying to like think of the AFC, and when I think of the AFC, I'm like, oh boy. Because with right now, you can look at the AFC South and be like, all right, we got one for sure right now with the Colts. Or what the fuck? You can tell I'm thinking about the Colts quite a bit right now because of the Patriots play. I'm like, fuck the Colts. Hope we beat them so bad they fire Frank Reich at halftime. That shit would, or even after the game. Either one's pretty cool. So we have the Titans that'll probably win that division. I don't really, unless the Colts have like a wicked turnaround, which I highly doubt. AFC West will be the Chiefs. That's pretty barring injury. It'll be the Chiefs. Even though, you know, I wouldn't be necessarily opposed if any team's safety drove their knee into their helmet into Mahomes' knee. Hey, you know, I just seen like a bunch of Chiefs fans calling Bernard Pollard an American hero. So like, if that ever happens to Mahomes, that guy to me is an American hero. Just a little heads up. I'll be very dirty if that ever happens to Mahomes. It won't be a pretty. I'll be laughing and shit at Chiefs fans and going, oh, that's called karma, fuckers. How's that feel? Remember when you guys cheered on that Brady injury? It comes back around much worse usually. You should never cheer injuries. I'll do it because I've already got 6 Super Bowls. I can go my whole life never seen another single one as a fan. And be like, I've seen more than most fans. And then I'll die happy. I even got to see 7 because my favorite player got another one. Ravens fans hate him. So, like, I have no beef with the Ravens fans. Ravens fans have no fuck. That guy fucked them into like a big moment and like a big game. Like he is hated by the Ravens. Like the team even hates him. Like current Ravens players hate this dude. Do you guys remember over the summer when like he tried to say something about Lamar Jackson and fucking the whole NFL went off on this dude? Do you guys remember when this happened and everybody was just clowning on this guy for all summer long? And then I was like, I love the NFL so much. Everybody hates Bernard Pollard. Yeah, fuck, because he hurts people, dude. Nobody likes that shit. He purposely injures guys. Nobody likes that. Like nobody cares for people like that. And he's like a fucking dickhead. Fuck him. He's like, thinks he's like some good player because like he's known for being the dirtiest player ever. Vontez Burfict is an actual kitten compared to this piece of shit. Vontez never personally tried to injure anybody. I mean, that hit on Antonio Brown was a little egregious. But again, I think he just fucking clobbered people. I don't think it like was specific or targeted. I think he just fucking hit people like a ton of bricks. Pollard set out to injure people. Like his intention was to injure and blow a knee out. Do you see the difference? Like Burfict, again, I don't think it's ever was like, I'm gonna fucking kill this guy. Like it was more like I'm just gonna fucking do it the way I hit with my head. Like that was the way Burfict played football. I headhunt. Which is, it's like, yeah, I fucking, dude, 10 years ago, you're a Hall of Famer, probably. He was that good. But again, with Burfict, it's more forgivable for me personally, than what Pollard ever did. Because Pollard, or Bernard, yeah, it's fucked up that Pollard, or two last names never works out for a person. Burfict, dirty, yeah, shouldn't hit people like that. We found out that's bad, but also kind of a product of an era. Like he's just kind of one of them guys that like somehow couldn't adapt. And you see his play style. It's because he hit everybody like he's made out of bricks. I don't know why he did that. He was really good, but then he, whatever. Probably shouldn't have been kicked out of the league, but fucking he couldn't stop headhunting. Bernard Pollard literally knee hunted. I feel like that's somehow like career-ending moves. I don't know. I fucking hate that guy. I'm biased. Did it to my team. Every year we could have won a Super Bowl. It seemed like we got fucked over by this piece of fucking shit. I hate him more than I hate Peyton Manning, by the way. I'd never call Peyton Manning an American terrorist, but I would. Bernard Pollard, 100% terrorist. I don't know his political views, but I know he is one. We probably agree on 99% of things. Yeah, Pollard thinks he's like one of the greatest players to ever play football. It's fucking hilarious. And it's like, dude, not one of your peers think you were good. The only good clip of you is you dropping your ass low in the locker room because it's fucking hilarious when I seen that. It's like, whoa. And that's his only funny moment in the NFL is one where he basically just busts it out for the whole locker room. That's his big moment. It was weird seeing a bunch of Cowboys fans on that list of people making fun of injuries. When Cowboys fans probably cry the loudest and hardest whenever one of their players gets hurt and anybody says anything. Have you noticed that? For example, when Dak Prescott got an ankle boo-boo and his ankle got pushed sideways by a real man who doesn't cry and whose name isn't Rain. That's a weird name. And can win playoff games. And then got proven to be pretty fucking irrelevant by a guy who went to Central Michigan University. That's embarrassing. Imagine you get took out and the guy who comes in loses one game. Boy, if there's ever a system somewhere, huh? Anyway, we're thinking more about the Cowboys and their broke-ass ankle quarterback, which was funny. Remember when the Eagles fans started making jokes and everybody jumped on the Eagles fans for being the biggest pieces of shit ever? When they're like, yeah, but they literally mocked Carson. Like when Carson tore his ACL, they're like, Cowboys fans literally mocked us. And everybody went, yeah, so it makes it okay. Yeah, it does make it okay. And that was my argument. I'm like, yeah, Philly. When I found that out, I went, yeah, Eagles fans are justified to make fun of him. Fuck him. Carson suffered a far more serious injury than Dak did. What, a broken ankle with no ligament damage? That literally heals pretty fucking quickly. Whereas Carson Wentz, a torn ACL, you might not recover from those. Broken ankle, no ligament damage. Sorry, that's not even a serious injury. It's better to break it than get a high ankle sprain in some cases, like Dak's. Dak actually had a case where it probably was better he just fucking broke it. Because there's no long-term ramifications from a fucking clean-ass ankle break. Literally, there's almost none. It's literally just, well, it's healed now. You don't even really get ankle. You don't even really develop weird knee problems that other people get when they fuck their ankle up because it's a clean break. It's like one of the weirdest. Yeah, his injury, again, very bad, very gruesome. And I feel bad that he had to go through it, right? And I'm glad he recovered. But, like, Cowboys fans are acting like he got his ankle clean, like Alex Smith. No, his ankle was easy. No tendon damage, no ligament damage. It was basically just the bone got hurt. Ooh, and they made the biggest fucking shit fit about anybody saying anything. They were like crying that the Eagles would even boo a little, like even say anything. And now I find out Cowboys fans, all they do is talk shit about people and other teams' injuries now. They're making fun of the Giants and Saquon Barkley's injuries, everybody's. Any team that's got an injury, Cowboys fans are lamping up on. So now I'm wondering, like, their next injury, are we all allowed to make fun of them? Like, the whole league showed this bitch-ass team sympathy. These stupid-ass Cowboys fans sympathy when Dak got hurt. You know how annoying that is? Knowing that these dudes are just a bunch of fucking scumbags, we should have just made fun of them like the Eagles fans suggested. That's why I don't really doubt Eagles fans anymore, by the way. They usually are right about weird shit like this. Well, yeah, nobody should feel bad for Cowboys. They're pieces of shits. And I'm like, yeah, well, you know. And the Eagles fans are like, no, there is no, you know. They're bad people. And now you know, you can kind of empathize with the Eagles nation on that one. It's like, oh, they were right. Okay. So Cowboys fans just go around making fun of injuries and then cry like babies if anyone returns the favor on them. Hilarious. Yeah, that's very true. He probably still would have been pretty solid without him. I just don't like when fan bases do hypocritical shit like that, where they're like, you can't make fun of our player for getting injuries, it's wrong. And then, like, they're like mocking everybody for getting injured. It's like, dude, you guys like were like on a witch hunt against Philadelphia for this. What the hell are you doing? I'm surprised there's a good amount of people watching. I appreciate that, everybody. We even have like 11 likes, I think it just said. So I appreciate that. If you haven't left one, consider doing so. Yeah, this is doing a pretty solid for like being like midnight. Usually I go live like an hour earlier, but if you're tired, man, just go to bed. You can always just watch the last like 30 minutes when you get up. So I'm gonna go for about a half for another half hour or so. Not like you're gonna miss too much crazy shit. But yeah, so AFC, we're kind of looking at a couple teams, right? And again, we've already kind of agreed on the Titans. We've agreed on the Chiefs. I think we can agree the Bills are going to win that division. That's unless they, again, injuries happen, but we're not predicting those right now. And then we go to the AFC North, where I think that's your biggest question, right? I would say Cincinnati needs to win this game this weekend. Like, it's 100% must win. If they don't, they won't win the division, and Baltimore will run away with it. That's my kind of like gut feeling about this weekend. Like I like Cincinnati. There's like 3 teams that have like 1,000% must wins, or their season's probably like done. I'll put my Patriots in that camp. If they don't get to 5-4 after playing the Colts, like it's like, yeah, that's over. Okay, our season's done. There is no like weird outside hope of us like backdooring the 7 seed out of fucking nowhere like a demon. Yeah, it's not like, and I think the Bengals are in a similar boat, especially in the AFC. If you're at 5 losses at this point, I think your season's over in the AFC. I don't think you can actually like, unless you're in a very specific division. And even then, like Titans are 5-2 also. Like they're not like bad. Maybe the AFC North, Cleveland, if they could win the rest of what they got, then Deshaun comes back and wins out. Like, you know what I mean? Like it just seems so unlikely right now. For a 5 or 6 win team right now to be, or lost team, 4 or 5 lost team anyway. Right now, it seems pretty tough. But then, okay, so we have those kind of 4 teams. I'm going to go with the Ravens probably right now just because it feels like they're kind of figuring their stuff out. Yeah, the Bengals feel done, and I think the Ravens are kind of like, if you haven't been watching, the Ravens seem a little bit better each week, and they seem like they finally kind of adopted some kind of identity. So... So we have those 4 teams, and now we have to look at wild cards, right? We think Miami's probably going to be in there. I think the Jets will fall off, so I'm not going to include them. The Jets are about to be. The Jets could quickly go from 5. Isn't it crazy how quickly the Jets could change here? The Jets could go from 5-2, and a team everybody's kind of like, wow, look at the Jets, to 5-5, and everybody going, well, I guess that was fun while it lasted. Like, that's how sad that shit. Like, it's just because of the way the schedule lined up for them. Because for the Jets, it goes, they're easiest games for them in a row. It goes the Patriots, the Bills, and then the Patriots again. Whoever did that to the Jets is fucking hilarious. I don't know who did that to the New York Jets, or why the schedule maker looked at that and went, you know what would be really funny? What? If we give the Jets like 7 games they could potentially win right in a row to start their season, and then we throw like the Patriots, the Bills, and then the Patriots at them again, and then like the Dolphins in 2 weeks. Oh, the AI who made the schedule then is hilarious. One of the funniest people on the planet. Because I can't imagine. I don't know why the NFL just didn't look at that and go, you know, if the Jets have any momentum heading into this 3-game stretch, it's going to be all gone. These motherfuckers are going to be demoralized after Buffalo. They're going to be like, do we keep playing Zach Wilson or no? They're going to have some weird decisions they're going to have to make. And they're going to accidentally start Joe Flacco, and he's just going to fucking look bad, or we're going to lose. But either way, I'm just glad we were able to contribute to what could be a potential chaos in the Jets. Or they're not. That's the craziest thing. Like the the Jets defense is really good, you guys. One thing I will say, the Patriots, how often do you think this is a statement you'd expect to hear? The Patriots offensive line gave up almost 7 sacks against the Jets. Just really stop and think about that. We've never been that bad. The Jets are an actual monster defense that nobody gives any credit to. They are weirdly, but see, the problem is Mac Jones ripped off a lot of good runs against them. And I'm like, oh boy, if Mac Jones was kind of giving them a little bit of trouble, I don't really want to even think about what Josh Allen's about to do. Could you imagine though, like if the Patriots game plan against the Bills for 2 games, they're like, all right, we're going to sign this one guy named Roman. He's a big ass Russian dude. He's going to run over to Josh Allen after a play and start shoving him and try to get in a fist fight with him. We're going to get Josh to throw one single punch, and then he's going to get ejected, and then we'll win the game. So, just to get this straight, coach, our game plan is to get Josh Allen so angry he punches somebody and gets himself ejected. I don't think that's going to work, coach. But you got to admit, that's a pretty good strategy. Tell me a better one. How would, if you were a coordinator, well, how would you try to get Josh Allen neutralized a little bit? Other than just maybe get him ejected. Have one of the defensive players say, start crying and coming out the field and whisper something to the refs. But he's out there touching people in the penis and making grabbing hands. That actually could work. Like, every time somebody tackles him, he gently jerks him a little bit. Well, some of the players should go public about this, in my personal opinion. Expose Josh Allen for who he is. So you know what still, to me, is one of the funniest things I've ever heard for NFL comparisons? That Justin Herbert is just Josh Allen for liberals. And I was like, that's a hilarious statement. That's still, like, I heard that like 2 years ago, and I'm like, why is that still like the funniest thing I've ever heard somebody say? That's not even like that funny. It's like one of the funniest things I've ever seen, like, tweeted about two quarterbacks that are like kind of similar. But it's like, okay, that works. It just seems so out of pocket, just random. The Jets OC was mad at Zach versus New England. He's going to have a stroke. Yeah, he's going to stroke out versus the Bills. Yeah, we didn't even have our good players against the Jets. You know what makes it even sadder for the Jets? We didn't have, like, our best safety. And that's why Tyler Conklin had such a big game. We were running a safety who'd never played in a game before like that. It was like, all right, well, I guess we could probably run out a bunch of fucking rookies and backups. Dude, it was bad. Like, the thing that makes Zach Wilson's performance worse and why the Patriots were getting pieced up so badly, we didn't have, like, Jack Jones for some reason didn't play much. I think he was dealing with something. Jonathan Jones didn't play. We had Bethel out there. We had, or not Bethel, but we had fucking this guy Bryant, who's not very. We had our basic B squad out there, and the Jets still barely could do anything with it. Outside of McCourty, we had literally all our backups out there. It's like, oh boy, that's kind of sad on the Jets. Why do you think guys were getting so wide open? Like, there's no reason. Like, suddenly we just couldn't cover. Like, no, it's because, we had to do what we had to do. We didn't have everyone available, especially our star safety. A safety that probably starts on 90% of the teams. Well, there's, I'll go 75, like 70. A good 3/4 of the league probably would start Kyle Duggar over their safety. Just because he is fucking 6'4" and can cover tight ends like a machine. Fast enough to cover the receiver tight ends and tall enough to do so as well. So, it's a big old fucking body at safety. Trust me, that huge, big, over 6'2", 6'3" frame. So nice to have that. Because if you don't have a dominant pass-catching tight end, then he's just some guy who covers your receivers up really hard. Or blitzes a lot. Oh, that's scary. Real quick guy at his size coming in at you. Matthew Judon flying around trying to get you from the other side. It's like, uh-oh. And they used to not sack the passer like this. It is crazy to see a New England Patriots player atop the league leaders for sacks. That's usually not what we do. I think Belichick changed some of his defensive philosophy to not just pressure. But yeah, you can get a sack now too. Do you know that actually used to be a thing, by the way, in the Patriots system? They de-emphasize sacks Yeah, that's why if you're a Patriots fan, it's crazy that we're seeing this many sacks because they clearly changed something. In the past, it was all about pressure. It wasn't necessary. It was about closing down certain lanes and creating a shitload of pressure. So you force a bad situation rather than just go get a sack. Third down's a little different, right? Third down, they'd probably be okay with sack. But like the other two drives were about creating pressure and bad throws. It was a very unique defense where the Patriots just didn't emphasize getting a sack. They preferred on more just like getting into quarterback's way, fucking them up, forcing a bad pass, and then letting your unreal good fucking secondary feast on bad throws, misled throws, mistimed throws because you got a guy fucking coming at you looking like he's gonna sack you. Oh yeah, Judon could have like fucking 12 sacks too. He just misses a lot of them. Yeah, I noticed Barmore should be back, so that'll help with the run. Oh, we should have Andrews back. We should have a lot of people back. I think Barmore, I think he's out still again this week. All right, so those are my 4 division winners. So quickly, it's the Bills, Titans, Chiefs, and I think Ravens. And then we kind of have to look at the Dolphins. They'll probably get a wild card team, so there's 2 spots left. Going over to the AFC North, the Bengals are somebody to keep in mind. So I would say you probably should. Unless you think 3 teams from the AFC East are going. And that would be the Patriots, sneaking as a 7 seed. Which, annoyingly, they could. You know how stupid that shit would be if they did? They're just like, hey, we're still here. And everyone's like, oh, fucking these guys. How are they just always somehow sneaking into the playoffs? This seems a little silly. It's like, what the fuck? Didn't they draft Cole Strange? Aren't they supposed to be bad forever now? I was led to believe, anyway, that if you draft Cole Strange, you're a bad team for the rest of your team's existence. It's kind of like one of them unwritten rules of a law, like time travel and shit. Titans, Dolphins, Bills, Bengals, Ravens, and Chiefs. Fuck you. The Patriots will have a better record than the Broncos. Take that shit back. You should at least guess the Patriots. Dude, we would beat the Broncos right now. Come on now. You really think that goofy bitch? Let's ride. What do you think? The turnaround's coming? You know what's funny though? It's like if they win out, everybody's gonna feel really like low key. I'm kind of hoping Denver turns it around, just so we could watch Russell Wilson go from like we can watch a bunch of people being like, "Fuck, it's working." He should just keep doing whatever he's doing. It works. And football players are all really superstitious retards, so like they'd be like, you know, as annoying it was that he did the high knees, I feel like we have to be annoying and just kind of let Russell do his weird, annoying guy stuff. And I think we'll win games. Seahawks call and go, did they figure out that they're supposed to let Russell do the weird stuff and be kind of like vaguely supportive? I will say, at this point, none of his current teammates seem like too bothered by the plane thing. It seems like whenever it gets brought up, there's like a giggle about it amongst the people. So they're either making fun of him behind his back, or there's like an inside joke we don't get about what was going on. Maybe Russ was fucking around, and it's being like widely over. Like, what if this was the case? Somebody hears like he was doing like high knees on the plane when everyone was sleeping. What if it was some goofy fucking shit? Like he was just like listening to some ridiculous ass music, just trying to make people laugh and stuff, just having a good time dicking around with teammates. And some like weird ass beat reporters seen that and took it in a way different way. He was blasting, I'm a Barbie girl and shit. It was fucking strange. like, I don't know. What if he's fucking around? Like, that's what I mean. Like, I don't know how, because like none of the Broncos players, again, he's kind of a weird guy, and like that, like that's like you hear about some of the like Broncos players haven't been shy talking about some of the weirdness with the dude, like, and no one really has. But it's like I feel like that somebody would have mentioned that he was doing like annoying shit, like he was being kind of annoying, like that would have nobody had a problem with it. You couldn't get one anonymous player to be like, yeah, we tried to get him to stop, and he fucking said, sorry, I only listened to Team 3. It was so weird. But then again, you know, you don't really see anyone coming to his defense either, so it's like, the fuck is going on with this guy? We're like... I don't even know. Everyone act like he's like a bad guy. No, I think everyone's just sick of the corniness. At some point, it's like, Russ, you got to stop being such a cornball, dude. Yeah, that might actually be more the issue for Russ than anything on earth, is the fact that he's completely made up of corn. And for a pretty late stream that can kind of pop down out of nowhere, this did all right. 12 likes, pretty solid, pretty solid. Those will go up over the night. 76 views so far, not bad. Hit about 80. Have a good night, Fernando. Not bad, not bad. So this VOD will probably get into the hundreds, like below hundreds, so pretty good. I gotta figure out new catchy stream title names. Like for the NFL Weekly News Show, I gotta change that up a little bit. And by the way, these aren't like when it's these streams, this is supposed to be more of like a hangout, like live podcast kind of feel to it, which is why it's kind of been like one overarching topic with a bunch of stuff kind of interspliced. Yeah, that it's kind of, you know, it's been kind of scatterbrained, but it's also like more. I've gotten more in depth on certain things than I usually do. It's a little. I still have a little bit of work to get this focused up. Not really. The receive. Now that teams aren't going to be caught off guard by the run, I do wonder if the Giants have enough to kind of parry what's been countered at them at this point. Because again, the big thing is like teams aren't afraid of their run game or their pass game, right? They have to pay zero mind. Well, a little bit of mind, but not much. So they kind of key on the run now. So I'm wondering what the Giants are going to do to kind of counter this, and we'll see where that goes. But if they can get past this and look like a good team again this coming week. Oh wait, they're bye. Oh no, they play. Who the fuck? I think they're bye this week, right? Yeah. So week 10. Week 10 will be pretty telling as they play. Oh, the Texans. Never mind. Well, a good get right game before they got to go. Play a real team in week 11 probably. I was like, see, they got to play a real team like the Texans never. Again, like, how many more wins do the Texans or do the Giants need though to like make the playoffs? 2. They're 6-2 right now. So if they win 3 more games, they're 9-8 at the season's end. Is that enough? It's 4 more wins enough to if they get 10 wins, they'll make the playoffs in the NFC. It's not really much of a question. In my opinion, that's a playoff run in the NFC. It's 9. Right now, it feels like it would be. I wonder if they have the playoff pictures up yet. Damn. Oh, playoff picture. Here we go. Yeah, they could collapse and still make it. All right, let's see what we got. Oh shit, we're the 8th seed right now. Interesting. Let's look at the on the bubble teams. I had no idea we were actually this high up. Holy shit. We literally could sneak in the fucking back door. We might. Hey, we're the 7th seed. How's it going, everybody? I keep forgetting. It's like we're just ahead, and just like if the Chargers lose and we win this week, we're the 7th seed. That's literally all it takes this week. We just got to beat Indy, and we're in the playoff picture in week 9. Heading into week 10, we're a playoff team. Everyone said we'd suck, but we're still in the playoff picture. We're right there, number 8. We're on a bubble. And we didn't even have Mac for half the season so far. Aha. You guys counted us out. All we got to do is win. But then again, these guys right here, you know, if they beat the Falcons, they're playing the Falcons, so they'll probably win too. But yeah, so it goes 8 for the Patriots, and this is the AFC really quick. It's the Patriots. What's up, Ape? Then Bengals at 9, Colts at 10, and then I don't want to. Oh, all the way down to 16. Jesus Christ. Oh, I'm not going to cover everybody. And then the Bucks for the Packers at number 11, Bucks at 10. Rams at 9, Washington at 8 for the NFC, which is kind of surprising to just kind of see where things are right now. Yeah, Mike, I don't disagree. There's only a couple games where I'd be like, yeah, we just kind of lost those. The Bears and the Ravens, I think we just kind of got our teeth kicked in. We could be a 2-loss team right now. Not much could have changed for us in those games where we lost. It was like, nah, I don't know. We just kind of got beat up by Chicago and and Baltimore. Not much really is to be said there. They kicked our teeth in. Oh, we actually might have been able to play a little bit better against the Ravens. You're right. We almost did have that one, but the Bears, no. The Bears shit on us. Yeah, no, we got shit on by Justin Fields. That was hilarious. All right, this is right now the playoff picture. Obviously, the 1-1 in either conference is the Bills and the Eagles. It's just I couldn't get everybody on the page. No, not really surprised. Crazy that the AFC East almost has 3 teams in the playoffs. Like if the Chargers lose and fuck the Bills, the Jets too. Oh, dude, you know what? The Patriots could get in here even if the Chargers win. Say the Chargers win, Dolphins win, they both go up. Jets fall to 7 if they lose to the Bills. And the Patriots go to 5-4. You know who takes that spot from the Jets? You know who takes the Jets spot? Literally, all we have to do is beat the Colts and everything else will take care of it, and we'll be sitting in the 7th seed by Monday. Literally, by our game end Sunday, we'll be in the spot that we need to be in. Just got to hope we can beat them goddamn Colts. I hate that team so much. Yeah, I know. I know how to read this. Yeah, we beat the Jets. Yeah, we have every tiebreaker over them. Jets are in trouble. If they lose this, they're going to fall from the 5 real quickly far. Boom, 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 boom. But then again, you know, we'll see how everything plays. We got to beat the Colts, though. And then New England gets the bye and has 1 week to prepare. Are the Patriots bye next week? Oh, it's week 11 when we play the Jets. That's right. You're right, isn't it? Patriots get week 10 off. Nice. We're coming up on our bye week, too. That's great. Cool. Fucking much needed bye week, too. All of our fucking team is hurt. So that means they get this week off against the Colts. They get the bye week. So everyone will be healthy when we come back. Who isn't like seriously injured anyway. We'll have Andrews back. We'll have Barmore back. We'll have Duggar back. Hopefully we'll have them back anyway. Be quite helpful. Yeah, we're at 12 likes. If you haven't left a like, consider doing so. If not, you know, you're just letting the terrorists win. That's all you've done. You haven't hurt me at all. You just hurt this puppy that I have to beat up after the stream.
If you, for every non-like left, that's just a heart you leave for China. No. Yeah, if you care about free speech, you'll leave a like. If not, you know, we know what you are. Do you... I don't know what they say. Cringy, like, right-wingers who say stuff like that. I don't have anything. Damn, 2 hours went by pretty quick tonight. Damian Luck? No, I'm not sure who that is. My playoff predictions aren't too far from this, the ones I gave. They just put the 49ers. That's kind of what I had in the Seahawks. And okay. I had the Bucks, though. That's pretty funny. It seems like something... Seems like a bad idea. I feel like I wouldn't want to get in trouble doing that. I feel like you get beat up in jail just for being a dipshit about that. You know what I mean? Oh, I'll watch it. Okay. I'll just have to check it out after the stream and whatnot. Faded in a hoe. NFC look is wild. Yeah, the NFC is a hilarious look of none of these teams you thought would be playoff teams. Like, barely anyone thought this would be the NFC playoff picture, and the AFC picture, other than the Jets, is pretty much spot on. That's not too crazy. If that said Patriots, no one would bat an eye in the AFC. Yeah, I wouldn't want to smoke weed inside just to bother someone. Again, outside, that's whatever. That's your own prerogative. You know what I mean? If you want to smoke up outside, it's not, you know, fucking people can walk away from you. But like inside, it feels kind of rude. Like I may smoke cigs sometimes in my apartment here, but like if I was at your place, I wouldn't smoke in people's houses. I don't even smoke in people's cars. Unless they're a heavy smoker, I'm like, I'll just wait. Outside though, I don't give a fuck. Who am I hurting? Mother Nature? Oh, boo-hoo, bitch. I polluted more than I could possibly ever hurt this planet with smoke from cigarettes. By personally throwing plastic into the ocean. I thought it was, someone told me I couldn't do it, and I was like, well, I mean, I physically can. I went through a really big, well, actually phase. I thought I was being like an intellectual when I'd say shit like, would someone be like, you know, you can't do that. And I was like, well, technically, yes, I can. You just mean I shouldn't do that. When I thought I figured out a word that no one else knew, like the difference between shouldn't and couldn't. Everybody can open up a cookie jar and steal a fucking cookie out of it. You just shouldn't do that. Tell me I can't do that seems like a fucking challenge. Huh, you can't steal that out of there. Well, I could break it open. Yeah, you can't do it without doing that. That seems stupid. I'll just do it. I don't know. All right, anyone got anything else? I'm probably gonna start to wrap it up pretty soon. It has been 2 hours, so. And it was like the weirdest, quickest 2 hours of like a fever dream. Did we get through yeah, we got through all of our playoffs, yeah. I feel like that's good. We answered our major question. Tomorrow, of course, is going to be like the good stream where it's actually like feels like there's direction and purpose to it. Like it's not going to be just like this seems like fun to talk about. Let's talk about random bullshit and nothing related to football. Eventually, I'll turn this into a gaming thing. It's just like I don't know what to do with it. I was thinking because I own so many copies of The Sims 4. I might install those pretty soon. And I could like put a dude on like a lot, take away all his cash. We see if we can go from a homeless guy to a millionaire. Some kind of fucked up shit happens in between, you know. I think that'd be kind of fun for a fucked up thing to do for a while. You can have a lot of fun on The Sims. One thing I gotta look at though. I wonder if I can mod. Still, if I remember. Yeah, okay. Or I don't know. I'll do something else next Friday. That's a little bit more entertaining than just kind of like talking and bullshit. I just don't know what game to play. If my computer can handle streaming and gaming right now, because I don't have a strong GPU anymore. Then again, I haven't really had any issues. So, like I don't know. I could game for a while playing Sims 4 without any major concerns. So I don't know what we'll do. Yeah, I would say the Chargers, the Jets, one of those two. Hopefully the Falcons can pull off dirty, but I doubt it. All right, everybody, I thank you for tuning in. I'm gonna get out of here. It's 12:30 my time, and I don't want to be too like loud because of people around me and stuff like that, and yada yada yada. Even though it's like fucking Friday night, not that big a deal. But either way, thank you guys again for a fun afternoon. It was a fun stream. This stream did pretty good. I think we got over 12. I think it was like 12 likes. Pretty solid. I'm happy with the results. Well, yeah, 12, pretty solid. Nothing like last night's stream with the 3,200. See what I mean by streaming is a very fickle beast, and you can't ever be like too thrown off by like viewer count. That's how I learned. I don't even think it's. I just don't understand it. It's all so confusing. But that's probably the beauty of it. I don't know. Who cares? When I see several 100,000 subscriber YouTubers only with like 4 or 5 to like a couple thousand in there, I'm like, oh, that makes me feel a lot better. All right, well, there we go. I don't feel bad at all now. Like, I'll be honest. It's just like, all right, cool. I'm a little lower than most, but I also have a very inconsistent, I don't know. The days are all pretty consistent, but the timings are all weird. I start late. I'm not the greatest. That's also why I'm kind of like weird about donations. I'm like, oh, you should probably save that for someone who seems a little bit more ready to go than myself. All right, though. If everyone's all set, I'm gonna get out of here. I kind of like to give that like last second there for anyone to get any last thoughts. If not, it'll be you know, I'll see you when I see you next. Hopefully it's tomorrow for the what word am I looking for? Not the hangout. That's not the right word. The preview stream, right. Week 9 NFL preview stream will be tomorrow, so hopefully I'll see you there. If not, I'll see you when I see you next. Hopefully that's Sunday, Patriots at Colts. Well, We'll see. Wait, is this one in Gillette? No, it's in Gillette. Oh, fuck. That's rough. All right, though. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks a lot. Have a great night. Bye-bye. Peace out. Go Lions.